In a now very public feud between Representative Lauren Boebert and Representative Ilhan Omar, there are more people that have weighed in, including Marjorie Taylor Greene and Representative Nancy Mace. So now, let's go to Representative Nancy Mace. So you might remember her from the story that I was doing where she was basically flip-flopping on the vaccine. She was telling the CNN audience one thing, and then the Fox News audience something else. And so now she kind of very lightly criticized Lauren Boebert for some of her remarks about Representative Ilhan Omar. And by the way, in doing so, she didn't directly call out Lauren Boebert. All she did was say, well, both sides. In fact, watch.
I have time after time condemned my colleagues on both sides of the aisle for racist tropes and remarks that I find disgusting, and this is no different than any others. As a member of Congress and seeing such division in our country, we all have a responsibility, both elected members of Congress on both sides of the aisle and the American people in our communities and at work, in our communities and everything else, to lower, we have a responsibility to lower the temperature, and this does not do that.
Well, but it's both sides, right? It's both sides. Both sides. There are both sides here, and it's both of their fault. They both need to lower the temperature. You both of you just need to sit down because you are both causing problems here. Okay, all right. Wait, what did Ilhan Omar do? Nothing. This was unprovoked. There's no both sides. But again, Nancy Mace. So Nancy Mace, I finally figured her out. I kind of pinned her down. She's one of those Republicans who cannot make a decision without consulting a focus group. Seriously, though. She is one of those establishment Republicans that really kind of walks the fine line. So she's like, oh, I got to pander to the base, but then I also got to seem reasonable because I can go on CNN, And so she does occasionally call out her own side, but she has to do so in the weakest, most milquetoasty way. And that, of course, again, she has to tailor the message to the audience. Yet, even that super mild critique, and she went on to say, well, I didn't get elected to Congress to throw bombs on Twitter, and that's probably the harshest part that she said, and to, raise money from people. But, that mild criticism, that was too much for Marjorie Taylor Greene, who then just went nuts. First, in a tweet on Tuesday, she basically said that Nancy Mace is trash. Fun. Mace, you could back up off Lauren Boebert or just go hang with your real gal pals, the Jihad Squad. Again, super racist and completely unnecessary. Why? White right-wingers have literally killed more Americans than jihadis since 9/11. Insane. But she then goes on to Steve Bannon's podcast, one of her favorite places to hang out since she actually doesn't have really any duties or any job to do because she's kicked off all her committees. And so she goes on Steve Bannon's podcast, and first she directs an attack against Ilhan Omar, and then afterwards, Nancy Mace. Take a look.
She hates Israel. She's pro-Hamas. She's pro-Al-Qaeda. She's basically an apologist for Islamic terrorists. There is no need to apologize to that woman because she will never stop. She's bloodthirsty. She wants Republicans completely taken out. She wants Republicans jailed. She does not care about our country. She's anti-American.
She wants you guys all off committee. She doesn't want you to have any voice at all.
No, and so Lauren tried that route, but it will never be enough for them. It is never enough for the Democrats. It's never enough for Ilhan Omar. It's never enough for the Jihad Squad. Nothing is good enough for them. No one could bow deep enough for them to be satisfied because they want all of us gone. Okay. This woman is constantly attacking our ally Israel, constantly defending terrorism, and she even posted the Minnesota Freedom Fund bail bond link to bail out domestic terrorists when her own city was on fire. This is one of the worst members of Congress. She's a disgrace to our nation. And then here we have Nancy Mace stepping up and attacking Lauren Boebert simply because Lauren Boebert had said something about Ilhan Omar. It's like, no big deal. No one cares. These people say worse things about us. They call us all kinds of names. They call us white supremacists. They call us racist. They call us insurrectionists. And those are nasty words that none of us are. None of us are those things. So when Nancy Mace goes out and wants to attack Lauren Boebert, yeah, she deserves to be called out because Nancy Mace is the one out of line.
Wow. Just wow. There's so much projection there. It's insane. So again, if you noticed all the insults she threw at Ilhan Omar, apologist for terrorists. Oh, she loves terrorism. She loves terrorists, Islamic terrorists. She loves Al-Qaeda. No, she doesn't. That's ridiculous. She wants Republicans taken out. Electorally, yes. Electorally. She's anti-American. She's anti-Semitic. Girl, you talked about Jewish space lasers. What's wrong with you? And it's so much. There's so much. But I love how she says, I can't believe they call us all these names. They call us white supremacists. They call us racists. They call us insurrectionists. Oh, why would they do that? Because you're doing that. It's not as if we're saying this for no reason. Again, has Marjorie Taylor Greene ever listened to herself? I know it's like nails on a chalkboard for the rest of us, but has she actually looked at the words that she says? Has she actually heard herself? I mean, she again attacks Ilhan Omar, calls her a terrorist. Why? Because Ilhan Omar is a black Muslim immigrant. That's it. She's never done anything terrorist or terroristy. Never supported anything like that. Why? Why would you attack her? Well, I don't know. Because she's a racist. I'm just saying. Not to mention, again, some of the other stuff is that she has said. I mean, remember, she's put out some pretty, very, very anti-trans statements. So against transgender people, against immigrants. She said that immigrants were having big barbecues and throwing super spreader parties at the border before wanting to come in and give all Americans COVID. And that's ironic for somebody who owes about $60,000 in mask fines and promotes ivermectin for COVID-19. It's all reactionary garbage, okay? And so it's reactionary garbage, it's projection, and of course, she plays the victim. This whole thing started when Lauren Boebert made a racist remark towards Ilhan Omar, saying that, oh, I confused her with a literal terrorist. And then when asked for the public apology, of course, to be an actual leader in the party and denouncing some of the racism that is inherent in the discourse, no, she did what every Republican does. She doubles down, she plays the victim, and now so is Marjorie Taylor Greene. Because again, oh, I can't believe you would call me a victim. Why? Why would you do that? Call me why would you call me these names? Why would you say that I'm a racist when I say horribly racist and anti-Semitic things? This is the white grievance party. Okay? That's what the current Republican Party is. They didn't always used to be that way. And obviously, not all of them are good faith actors. And I think they will be the reason, and I hope I'm wrong about this. I hope that I'm wrong about this. But if something violent happens in the future, and it's not like something already violent hasn't happened, but they will be the reason people get hurt. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/JohnNewsOnTV.
Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.